Hi everybody, it's Dr. Jones. I just wanted to make a quick video for you with regard to your class that you are finishing up, which is exciting because that means that you see the light at the end of the tunnel with regard to this practicum. I hope that things have been pretty descriptive for you at this point. I know it's a lot to absorb, so please be kind, be gentle with yourself as you kind of start going through some of this new information that has all been heaped upon you in about the last 7 to 10 days. So if you are overwhelmed, step back and kind of start over. The first thing you would do is go into Blackboard, which we don't use Blackboard in this class, but it is a place where I post that initial announcement of how to get started. And there is an initial email. Typically, I send that out to all students in early August, but I knew that we were all starting in very different circumstances with regard to even having access to our schools or getting into our schools, to have access to teachers. And so I didn't send that out in advance because quite honestly, I didn't know what everyone's school year really presented for them. So the first email was just kind of that introduction email. It's kind of lengthy, but it is contained in those Blackboard announcements. Then last week I went ahead and sent you a welcome to the class email, and it contained information as far as how to get into the community. It talked about some of the first things I need you to do. Some of those first things I needed to do was file to do an intent to graduate. That will get you signed up for comprehensive exams. There was just a list of several items like set up a folder, all those things. And then I said, in a week, which was yesterday, I will give you a link to a Google template of a Google site. And I sent that email out yesterday. So if you haven't accessed that, you can now get in and go to that Google template that I've sent you, make a copy of my template, and then set up your own website. There's very descriptive directions out there for you to be able to do that. So that's kind of catching you up as to where we are. And I just want to use this as a proper welcome to this class. I know we were all living in unprecedented times last spring. This summer, we all really didn't know what the fall is going to bring or has brought us. Some of us have thought we were going to start face-to-face, and then our schools have canceled and said you're completely or primarily online, or maybe you're running hybrid. Maybe you're running face-to-face and you have students that are able to Zoom in and you're teaching two different types of classes. Whatever that looks like, let's be kind, let's be graceful, and let's be gentle with ourselves and their students and their parents and all the people we work with, because if we can't do that, then we can't do anything well, because we're human and this is bizarre times we're living in. So let's think about that as our days begin. And I realize that as well. And so I want you to realize that we're going to work through this together. You have plenty of time to work on documents. Your comps are not going to be until that second week of November at the earliest. So you've now until that beginning of November to really get all of your documents worked through, solidified into the community, into your site, and start meeting up with a peer now. Start matching up with the person or persons that you think are going to be helpful to you. Those people will drive you and push you. For instance, I've had people in the past say, well, I saw one of my peers got their resume uploaded, so I started uploading my resume, and it was really helpful. So I want you to push each other in a really positive way. I want you to not hold back when it comes to really good constructive criticism, because that's what I'm going to do, but you can certainly do it for your peers. I mean, we're all trying to be authorities and give people input on what we're doing, and we may not always get it right, but together we will get it right. So I will be out there giving you comments on everything. But remember, this is a self-paced class. There are no deadlines or due dates, and I do that because I know you're busy professionals, and I figure you can decide when you're going to do stuff, when you want to post it, and how that's going to look for you. But you do need to come up with a timeline of what this looks for you, when you're spending time doing this and honoring that time, and then how you're going to work with your peer. Maybe you're going to both decide, okay, over the next 4 days, we're both going to get our resume done. Then we'll go in and look at each other's resume. I'll be looking at your resume, and then we'll all just be working together to make things better, because I believe when you get more eyes on a document, it makes it more reliable and valid, and it's just better. It's just better if we can all work together. So that's the purpose. And I want you to create all your documents with purpose this semester. Make sure they're benefiting you as a professional and you as an educator. So if there's anything out there that you can do to help your classroom, your students, other people working in your school. Please do that. I've had somebody say, hey, can I record sessions to help teachers in my school with regard to using, let's say, Google Classroom, or how do you do something in Google Classroom? Let's say everybody uses Google Classroom in your school. Your video can be about how to make rubrics in Google Classroom. The one thing I want you to be really cognizant about, though, is that you're using live people. So you would want to use screencast, and I want to see that live interaction between you, and even if it's just you and another teacher in your district or department or whatever that looks like, it does need to have that live piece, even though you may not be in person. Now, if you are in a face-to-face setting and you're having any kind of trainings after school, before school, lunchtime, jump in to see if you can lead a training, ask if you can record it, whatever that looks like. If you are with students, we're going to try to find time to do that face-to-face recording and training. It's nothing you haven't been doing in the classroom. You just need to record yourself doing it. If you are completely online, is there something you can do during an instructional module that you can actually record? If that's not possible, we will work out whatever issues you're having to make you successful. There's no reason to stress out about the training videos, because everybody's unique and has unique situations, and I recognize that. So just please don't stress about the videos and the training videos, but the more you can hop on and do right now, I think that's advantageous, and it's less to stress about. So some of this may not go in any kind of order, but that's certainly fine. That's why we don't have a bunch of due dates, because if I did, I'd say, hey, training videos are due in 2 weeks, and you would be like, hey, I don't even access to people. So that's why there aren't due dates, and I appreciate that in some ways, and I know it drives a lot of you nuts, but you're adults and you can set up your own schedule and decide how you want this to play out, and then get with your peers and see how you want it to play out as well. So I'm giving you lots of freedom to kind of move through this class. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, unless they're of a personal nature, the best way is to put those on the community, because other people probably have those same questions, comments, or concerns, and then I'm not repeating myself and then telling you to post it on the community. Just put it out there, tag me in it, and if you know the answer as a peer, just comment. I'm not the only authority. Other people can comment, other people can jump in, and we can certainly help each other. So I wanted to welcome you to this class. I hope that you're doing well as a person, and make sure you take care of yourself as an educator, as a parent, just as a human being. Whatever that is to you, make sure you're helping yourself first so you can be better for everyone else as well. So have a great second week, and I will be in touch. Take care. Bye.